When I was brought onto the project, when I was actually interviewed, I wasn't even told what it was initially. They just asked me straight up, do you like monsters?
The original Splatterhouse games had some amazing visuals for the time, really striking.
It was crazy. It had floating heads, it was, portals and dimensions. It was just really weird. And it didn't feel like it was in our world or in the past. It felt like it was its own universe.
Our characters had to be larger than life when we were designing them. We were amazingly lucky to have the concept artists that we have on staff. A lot of them have been in the comics industry for years, and they've done an amazing job modernizing the characters.
What we wanted to do with the new Splatterhouse, to give it its own look, is draw from the original and combine everything else from the 80s that we love. It's almost like a checklist of things you have to have when you're doing Splatterhouse.
People will throw out ideas and somebody will kind of run with it.
You have to put a piece of yourself in there. So we wanted that graphic, comic, painted, horror poster art look.
Heavy contrast, more saturated color palette. I wanted to create like an outline, like a brushstroke, what an artist would do when he inks the art, just to help pop Rick out from the environment.
Organs. And so we did a lot of research of where's the location of his intestines versus his spleen versus his liver and lungs and stuff, and we made sure that we got a lot of that detail in there. Yeah, I mean we would try and design these creatures to have something that is kind of recognizable right off the bat. Oftentimes that's the thing that a player is drawn towards, and that's the thing that you want them to be drawn towards, because you want them to interact with that in some way.
And make sure that every obvious part of the creature is there to be dismembered.
Dismember arm, rip off head, and many more.
Game about raw power, and all of that starts with animation.
Give the player some visually disgusting eye candy, at the same time have that gratification. With Rick's fighting style, we figured it's not gonna look right if we make him look like he's a professional fighter. Here's a guy who reads a lot of Lobo comics, so that's his exposure to fighting. One thing that we enjoyed animating on this project are the paired animation. Paired animation is 2 or more characters that are choreographed. It's just satisfying, both creatively and technically.
When you do those special kills, we want to pull the camera in much closer so that you can see the detail with all the normal maps and the animation and all the blood just going every which way.